Hello, darlings. Prepare some popcorn because this match is over 15 minutes long. This video came in second at the vote of what video should post next. And the first one, as you guys know, was the Nayad video I posted a few days ago. And the 15-minute JoJo match came second. We have beautiful hangover today with Deadly Invitation, the accessory. So hope you guys like this combination. Alright, so if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I did have a match on this very same map, which was over 17 minutes, and it's still one of the most popular videos on my channel to this day. You can check it out if you want. But yeah, it was 17 minutes on this real map. It was quite different from this one, I would say, because in that match they were more focused on bullying. I feel like the survivors, like stunning every like before every cheering and stuff. So I think that's why it took so long for them at that time. But this match is different because I feel like in this match survivors were just like overly careful, and that's why I think you've been a bit shocked when I said, but of course you already saw the thumbnail and the title. Like they were still at 5 ciphers when we were 6 minutes into the match. Like, can you imagine not popping a single cipher for 6 whole minutes? And I feel like that's when you see Joseph's true power, because these survivors, I think, at least like respected him, or like me as a hunter, and they weren't just like the most survivor characters or players who don't really care about, like, they just consider him a weak hunter, and like they just decode and whatever, and that's why it's so hard to use him. But his team like was very careful, like they treated him as a real hunter, and that's why I feel like they hit when they had to, they stopped decoding when they had to, they left the cipher when they had to. So yeah, here I just should have destroyed that portal ages ago. I don't know, like I just was very focused in sharing the first character, professor, so maybe that's why I didn't do it. But yeah, so back to these matches. I actually, when I was finding, like, looking for this footage, of course it happened in rank, by the way. So like 15, like imagine you have 2 hours to rank and one match is 15 minutes long. Like I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like if every match was 15 minutes long with JoJo, then you could have go like maybe 8 matches in a like a rank session. So that's pretty crazy to think about, considering other hunters or survivors for who one match usually takes roughly around 6 minutes, I would say. I think that's like the basic. By the way, here I was so mad first because the camera blocked the hit, and this exact thing will happen another time in this same match. So yeah, I feel like we should be able to hit through that camera. It's our camera at least. But anyways, so yeah, what I was saying, I did find another 15-minute match. Just that one is on Sacred Hospital. So if you guys would like to see another ridiculously long match, I'm not really sure what that one is about, because I just recorded this and looked what it was about, but not that one. So that might be because of the bullying, might be because of how the team respected the hunter and his traits. I'm not really sure, but if you guys would like to see that, just leave a comment and I will make sure to just show you guys, because yeah, sometimes these 15-minute long matches are crazy. So here I got quite a few stuns. Those prospectors, the skill explode thingies are very on point, I felt like, because he managed to block me with them like at least 3 or 4 times in this match. And in general, like, the team was very smart for healing as much time as they could. Like, look at that, when there were 3 of them healing, and it will happen multiple times in this match, and they knew when to heal. So when like little starter survivors complain how impossible it is to win against Joseph, and when they say it's impossible to heal against him, and that's what the fact that they bring up, or like they consider it a fact, it just kind of annoys me, because I feel like it's so simple once you just get it down, how to heal against him, or just really just like see the little symbols, how much the little healing, like, see, this is the second time the camera blocked the hit, but anyways. So I think once you get it done, like, look at the other three characters here, or two characters, they're healing a mirror. As you can see, they healed Priestess's mirror, and they are doing it right. Like, they know what to and how to heal against Jojo, and when to heal against Jojo, and feel like it's not that difficult to study or learn, because if you consider it, you have to learn how to kite each hunter, each normal hunter. But as Joseph is not a kite hunter, like, he's literally only has a hit, so it's not really nothing much to learn, other than your basic kiting knowledge. So I feel like the only thing you have to learn playing against him is how to heal, basically. So I feel like that's not that hard to master or just to study. That's why I feel it's kind of unjustifiable when they complain how it's impossible to win against him. By the way, we kind of arrived to like around 6 minutes right now, and as you can see, still 5 remaining ciphers. So I feel like this is the first match ever that I had 5 ciphers remaining at 6 minutes. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty cool little thing, how strong Jojo can be when the survivors like play how they used to play when he first came out, when he was still respected and still, considered the hunter who is scary and strong, and who you should run from when the photo word is on, and you shouldn't just, go back and heal, or like go back to decode when he hits you and stuff. So yeah, this is Jojo's true power. Like, they popped their first cipher at almost 7 minutes. So I feel like that's a really nice little thing. Of course, it's super rare, because even these days, I think my matches are mostly under 10 minutes, and like a lot of them are between like 6 and 8. So I feel like it's not really, something that occurs a lot of times. Definitely not. But yeah, it's still really fun to see what he can really do with photo word when the conditions are alright. The match could have went better, I feel like, but as you can see, they are all have been on chair at least once, which would be a good thing if like in normal matches or like other matches, if Cipher Rush wouldn't be that fast there. But in this match it was alright, because I just had to kind of follow up with the chairing, so like they all been on their first chair, and now I just have to follow up with them each, and like the next time I catch them is likely going to be their last chair, or they don't have time to heal in time, so they can't save and stuff. So that's why it's a good thing. But in these days, these matches when I managed to like chair everyone like at least once, when you don't consistently follow up with the character and chair them again who was once chaired before, but like let's say they got away and stuff, that those matches like mostly leads to ties or loses, because how fast they can just decode, and how I've spoke about this in the mercenary video. I don't know if I posted that yet, or I will in the future, but I was speak about how it's beneficial for the survivor team to just choose to go down instead of someone who's on their last chair, because that will allow you to get that win maybe for your team if you're a survivor. To sometimes it's a good thing to go down in someone's place, or like maybe if you're a saver, just die for the rescued character, and force the hunter to chair you instead, so they have a chance to get away, and it will have a much likely more like the win will be a much more likely outcome than if you just let them eliminate someone. Because I feel like once the first survivor is eliminated, and like a lot of other people are hit, this is obviously not the case when you manage to down someone early and they are just nobody saves, and the other 3 survivors are full health and decoding, because then you will be down to 2 ciphers with 3 full health characters. That's not the case. But in these cases, when the game is already like mid-game maybe, and you eliminated the first survivor and a lot of people are hit, or like 2 or 3 characters are hit, then I feel like that's when you can like surely get that win, and that's when you're like can be sure that the outcome will most likely be beneficial to you rather than the survivors. As you can see, I knew I only had 2 characters, or like 2 survivors left, and 3 ciphers, so it's basically only the game, as I already mentioned a lot of times, that you have to just, chair both, and if you have to chair them like twice or 3 times in Photobird, then that, but like, maybe you find them on first try. So basically, if there are 2 survivors left and like maybe 2 ciphers at least, then you can just do this, like share the both mirrors, and they will go down and they will most likely heal themselves, so the next time you share them, they won't be able to, even if they pop the gate at the second sharing, they can't, like they pop this last cipher, they can't get to gate because you will have them both shared. Here what's his name, Professor was too far for me to share his mirror, but I didn't share Priestess and then teleported to Professor. But as you can see, and as I mentioned before, his like skill thingies were really on point, and he really could, use them at the right correct time. So it was very hard to catch him. And unfortunately, if it's not that big of a spoiler, he will be the last survivor alive, and we will try to, like, I don't know, fight for dungeon. So I won't tell if he gets away or not, but yeah, it was like a fun little cat mouse game, if I can say it that way. Oh geez, we are at 11 minutes and there are still about 4 minutes left, which is, oh my god, I am running out of topics to talk about. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video yet, or like the night video I spoke about this, I'm planning to host another Q&A, meaning I will answer your guys' questions, whatever they are. Of course, there are certain limits of how personal they can get, but yeah, I would love to reply, even if it's like a question about the game, the playstyle, JoJo, or anything basically that's related to me or the game or writing, if you're from that platform. So yeah, you can find that little post in my community tab. It's a picture vote. So like there are 2 little pics you can vote at about like should we have another vote, or like a Q&A or not. So that's where you can find that, and in that post, under that post, I'm waiting for your comments, for your questions, and I described everything in that post. So you will have all the information there on what to leave, like what topics you can ask about and stuff. But yeah, basically the main thing is just to, you can ask multiple questions in one comment, so don't worry about that. I said I will try to reply most of them, if not all, and if there are questions that are similar to one another, then I will consider it one question, if maybe like more people ask the same. So you don't have to worry about that. I will check it for you if someone maybe asked that question already. So yeah, hope you guys can finally get the answer to your questions. Anyway, here I thought they would like, surrender, but it seemed like Professor just really didn't want to give up. And of course, I respect that. I like, it's fine. It just kind of, it took 3 more minutes, about 3 more minutes for him to, for me to find him, because for long, like I think 1 or 2 minutes, maybe just one, I camped dungeon because I felt like, yeah, that's when he is, like, even here I felt like he would be going towards dungeon, so I went back when Tinnitus disappeared, because I thought, like they are already at dungeon. So that's where I was walking around. I was trying to get him there, but for some reason, I don't know if he purposefully didn't want to get dungeon there, so he waited for the dungeon to respawn. If you guys didn't know, the dungeon can respawn if like the last survivor is there and they cannot access the dungeon in a long time. Like, I don't know, maybe it's 1 or 2 minutes. So like if they don't use the dungeon, it will respawn on another place, another possible dungeon. So like maybe here it could be, but he didn't really stop. So I suspected that he maybe didn't notice the dungeon, or maybe he forgot it was there. So that's why maybe he left that area, general area, because I feel like he could surely do that, like skill spiky whatever hit protection thing, and he could have got that like just like right now. Like he could have got the dungeon there, even though I was there. So that's why it was a little confusing for me why he went around. But of course, once again, if you play Survivor, you know, like as many matches you play and you just kind of forget where the dungeon was if you didn't really have to pay attention to it at the like early game or when it appeared. So yeah, I'm not blaming him. It was quite good actually, because here I actually had the chance to catch him instead of just, you know, him trying to out smart me and get to the dungeon. So yeah, it took quite a while, of course, as I mentioned before. This is when I finally got him. But yeah, it was a fun game. So yeah, once again, if you guys wanna see the other 15-minute man, just drop a comment. Alright, bye bye!